Sometimes your ideas are good enough to actually make it into the game. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most moddable video games. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. Games come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, long, easy, short, hard, and while some titles are abandoned as quickly as they're released, there are plenty of them that have been embraced by the community and thrive in the aftermarket. We are not focused here on specific types of mods nor must-haves for each entry, but instead those titles that, whether supported by the developers or not, have proven themselves easy to work with and are a breeding ground for an enormous amount of homemade content. Number 10, Battlefield 1942. A popular platform for modders to this day thanks to the huge popularity and its wide appeal. EA's World War II shooter is still a great option for anyone looking to experiment with the format for perhaps the first time. Early efforts may have focused on simple content updates or texture packs, but worldwide exposure of the scene following publications in some of the biggest gaming magazines of the mid-2000s encouraged the developers to help the community along by releasing powerful, relatively simple toolkits that gave access to everything from source codes to scripting commands that are still just as capable as ever in helping you craft the shooter you've always dreamed of. Number 9, Command & Conquer: Yuri's Revenge.
Made for speed, of course.
In a time when most RTS games came with built-in map editors, this Cold War-focused title made the brave decision to eschew that trend and still has never formally released any official tools to aid in the customization of their cult classic. Despite this potentially devastating drawback, there have been an enormous amount of fantastic mods supporting the title, ranging from new units to entire new campaigns. The reliance on learning a bunch of third-party software to create your dream scenarios means there's a higher barrier of entry than some of the other titles on this list, but we feel that the power and flexibility these tools offer is still well worth the effort. Number 8, Grand Theft Auto series. With GTA 3's jump to the third dimension of gaming, Rockstar's open-world crime series rapidly became one of the premier targets of the modding community that hasn't let up since. Mods can be done as easily as opening up one of the plain text files containing some of the source code and fiddling around to your heart's desire, or as complicated as learning some of the hundreds of tools available online that continue to evolve with the series. And fear not if you're a console player, as third-party applications like USB Save Editor can let you change as little or as much as you want on PC before bringing the whole experience back to your living room on your Xbox.
You think you hard, huh?
Number 7, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Если тень беды в моем окне.
There are a couple of familiar names that are notoriously strict with their IPs. Yeah, we're looking at you, Nintendo, but then there's good guy Bethesda. The gaming giant has gone all out in extending the olive branch to modders over the course of their history, and their post-apocalyptic shooter is definitely no exception.
We'll there one day with picket fence and rambling road.
While they may not always outright provide the source codes to their titles, official toolkits like the GEC or script editors are easy to use and immensely powerful, allowing alteration of any of the game's data or even creating new ones. Packaged all together with the support of the Steam community, and it's easy to see why these titles are so heavily revisited. Number 6, Warcraft III: Reign of Chaos. Real-time strategy games have a long lineage of extensive modding, and Blizzard's Warcraft 3 carried on the trend. While not usually the most powerful of creation tools, map editors are a great way to get started playing around with different game assets, and the built-in world editor manages to go a long way in allowing gamers the opportunity to build their own extensive campaigns. With the legions of fans that still provide and update tutorials to the community to this day, it's easy to see why something like the Defense of the Ancients mod is of high quality enough to inspire a whole new genre of gaming.
Dire structures are fortified.
Number 5, The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Another Bethesda title, this entry comes from a celebrated history of open-world adventure modifications. Continuing the pattern they established through the rest of the series, this entry brings modders both old and new together to celebrate their love for homebrew content. Official editors are once again available for download, along with handy tutorials for anyone looking to break into the scene. Longtime veterans pushed the envelope even further, however, by digging up the game's underlying code, allowing anyone who feels capable access to create whole new adventures from the ground up. Along with a growing familiarity with the engine and its capabilities means unlimited possibilities.
Bring me the meat, you spoiled brat! Bring it to me!
Number 4. Doom 1993. Perhaps spawning the mod-making culture of first-person shooters in the early 90s, id Software's influential release was designed for customization from the get-go and has seen thousands of mods over the years. Focusing on upgrading everything from gameplay to graphics, modders can import their own data to the game by making use of the WAD system of file management to bring in new sprites, art assets, or music without ever touching the core engine. While fun on its own merit, anyone looking for a little extra power has full access to the source code running the engine, and the most popular mods like Brutal Doom take full advantage of this, pushing the aging title to its absolute limit. Seriously, go try Brutal Doom, it's awesome. Number 3. Half-Life. If Bethesda is revered by fans for their relationship with the community, then Valve is definitely the king of developers. While they may have only released their Source SDK in the mid-2000s, the Steam Patriarch has a long history of supporting and encouraging the development of new mods by publishing some of the most successful efforts like Counter-Strike as full-fledged releases, themselves having gone on to spawn successful franchises. Managing to keep this gaming classic relevant for 2 decades, enthusiasts have since released their own development kits, complete with engines for those who have difficulty coding their own. It may not be the most popular development platform nowadays, but it's accessible, deep, and evidently financially viable. Number 2. Gmod. Originally itself a Half-Life mod that later became its own standalone sandbox release. This cult world builder comes with its own physics engine and easy-to-operate tool gun, which gives gamers the core functionality to make modding easy and fun for all experience levels. With an extensive wiki of tutorials demonstrating how to navigate the sea of code, anyone who wants to experiment with customizing the title will quickly find an abundance of resources available. Factor in the preloaded game assets, and gamers can make anything from new portal puzzles to game modes centered around stalking and killing their latest victims without ever breaking a sweat. Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Minecraft. Making a moddable game is easier said than done. Communities tend to flock to interesting titles with huge player bases that allow them to imagine and implement as many things as they see fit, and Mojang's absolutely massive sandbox game hits all of those criteria.
Sandslash.
A little familiarity with JavaScript will go a long way into crafting your blocky utopia, but if that's still a little too daunting, third-party software like mCreator do all the heavy lifting for you, allowing you to edit names, UI elements, textures, items, and world elements all from the same client and let you flex your creative muscles. As simple or as complex as gamers want it to be, Minecraft is hands down our choice for the most moddable game. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.